Hello, Dr. Gibson and fellow classmates. Today I will be giving my final presentation via PowerPoint on what impact does transportation and logistics have on today's economy. Today the main points that I will be talking about are I am pursuing a current bachelor's degree in air transportation and logistics. I will be talking about the different types of logistics jobs and their salaries. What is logistics? What part does logistics play in national security? How does logistics affect consumer pricing? Who is leading in the logistics market? And the collapse of the brick-and-mortar retailer stores. Let's get started. What kind of jobs are found in the logistics career field? Employees in logistics jobs are employees that are going to be material movers, such as forklift drivers, truck drivers, and anybody operating machinery in the logistics process. The next step up the ladder is a logistics manager. This is going to be the manager that manages all of the logistics employees. Then we have a logistics engineer. The logistics engineer is going to assess all of the logistics departments, prices of transportation, prices of goods, how to acquire raw materials, etc. And last but not least, we have a logistics analyst, which is at the top of the food chain in the logistics career field. A logistics analyst is going to analyze all data coming in and out of the company, trying to use Six Sigma lean processes to streamline the processes of the logistics supply chain company. They are going to try to save as much money as possible between fuel cost and the cost of delivery of goods to the end consumer. The starting salary for your material handler is $33,890 per year. Most of the time, these jobs are hourly wages. Next, our logistics manager is making a whopping $60,700 per year. Logistics engineer at $74,170 per year, and the logistics analyst at $79,200 per year based on the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Next we will be talking about what does transportation and logistics entail. It entails transporting goods from manufacturers to distributors to the end consumer, analyzing most efficient means to acquire, market, and deliver goods, material handling and machine operation, and managing and purchasing goods and raw material. In the transportation career field, you have products from start to finish. You have to see the bigger picture from the raw goods all the way to the Amazon box sitting on the doorstep of the end consumer. There's a lot that goes into logistics, from fuel costs to the price of rising raw materials to finding out if your product is going to be made overseas or in the United States. Logistics and national security. Logistics plays a major role in the U.S. military. Whether it's war or humanitarian mission, all vehicles, personnel, and equipment must move from point A to point B. Military contract airlift is airlift that is a commercial carrier that is contracted out by the U.S. government to fulfill the need for large cargo movements as a 747 Airbus or an MD-11. We can utilize these aircraft for shipping any goods that we need overseas or in the continental U.S. airdrop, and remote locations. When we think of logistics, we think of the normal logistics in our everyday life. FedEx, UPS, USPS, anything that we need from an online retailer, we buy it and then it comes to our door. We don't understand the process it takes from that product to go from the fulfillment center to our doorstep. With airdrop in remote locations, this is something that the US military uses for logistically getting supplies to people that cannot get them normally. So this is a remote location that does not have a port for ships, any landing area for planes. So we can then, for humanitarian efforts, give them food, water, supplies, rations, all by airdrop. Efficiency for taxpayers is going to be, we want to get the best bang for our buck as taxpayers. Being in the logistics career field in the US military, we have to use the same process as a commercial contractor would use to make sure that our logistics flows and is efficient and cost efficient. With that, we use a Six Sigma lean process for all of our improvement processes in the logistics career field in the US military. If we can find a quicker, better way to ship military personnel, goods, vehicles to an overseas or national location, we do so to save the taxpayers money, but we also do it to be more efficient and to meet our timelines. We are now going to get into the impact of costs. We're going to get into what impact does transportation costs have on consumer pricing. When fuel costs are on the rise, it is more expensive to transport goods from the manufacturer to the fulfillment store to your front door. When prices go up for the distributor, prices are going to go up for you. So just remember, when you see prices fluctuating up and down on Amazon, eBay, even at your local Sears and Roebuck, it could be because of multiple things. Though fuel is one of the most apparent things that makes the costs rise and fall, when a natural disaster strikes, ships and aircraft get diverted, not making logistics timelines. All new companies look for new technology for delivering logistics goods. Upfront cost for these new transportation technologies is quite grave. With the idea of drones, quadricopters, and using Uber as a secondary delivery method, most companies have to have upfront costs to buy and purchase all of the equipment before they can implement these technologies. With that, their overhead costs will rise, and so will the price of their products. So you might ask, who is leading the way in logistics? I'll give you one guess. Amazon. Greg Peth states it best. Fulfillment Kingpin's decision to put 1.5 billion Prime Air Hub in Kentucky is the new retail's industry's center of gravity. By this, he's implying that Amazon is changing the way we look at logistics. Before FedEx, UPS, they had no competition. They could set their prices, their timelines, and we can feel this on a daily basis. If you've ever shipped a package from UPS, by the time they weigh your package and your oversized box, and you are trying to send a $30 gift to somebody 3 states from you, and you are paying triple the cost of the product just to ship it to the other person, you can feel the pain of logistics. But with Amazon's new fulfillment center and their $1.5 billion Air Hub, they will not only offer you 2-day free Prime shipping, but now they are going to be competing with some of the biggest logistics delivery chains that we have in the US. With this, UPS and FedEx are now going to have to compete with a competitor that is striving for the most efficient and price-effective delivery methods for their consumers. What does Kentucky have to say about this? The Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, Trey Grayson, said, "This is bigger than Toyota's initial 1985 investment in Kentucky. It's by far the biggest investment we've had in a single project." Now, for an entire state to say that this project is the biggest one that they have had in their history, that is saying something about Amazon and its global reach. The risks of expanding a logistics company. You are always going to be competing with other logistics companies. Due to all companies must ship, buy, purchase, inventory, all of their products, logistics is in every company in the United States. It just depends how big your company is. You must see the bigger picture. Amazon is an online fulfillment company. They are getting now into the air delivery. They are using Uber as secondary delivery vehicles, and they are trying to get drones to deliver packages to homes as well. So they are leading the market not only in technology, but they are using their imagination to truly become one of the leaders in logistics. One of the problems is, with overspending without monetary returns, you will find that you will lower the company's stock or value. Even though the stock might only drop for months or years, overall you have to make sure your expansion is going to exceed your company's initial investment. Upfront costs for land, transportation, and employees. With Amazon's new projection for 2 new fulfillment centers and 2 air hubs, one in Kentucky and one in Asia, they are spending billions of dollars in expansion. One thing to remember is, though Amazon is leading the market in logistics and in online marketing, if you expand too much too quickly, you can turn a business upside down. Online and digital environment is always changing. Also, changing customer base. With all new generations, we cannot project what they will be buying, what they will want, the latest clothes, material objects, the newest iPhone is always changing. Safety and compliance. As you can see illustrated in this picture, one of Amazon's fulfillment centers is so large that as a logistics manager, you are definitely going to have to make sure that you stay organized and very efficient. It would be very easy to lose control of a fulfillment center, as of this one, and the minute you start mixing up packages, losing orders, delaying deliveries, you are directly impacting the company's profit.
I'm going to check out the screen action here on Amazon, because actually it's pretty much a shrug, down 2-3%. For a company to miss like this, Amazon is not just any company. Investors don't buy this for the profits, Stacey.
Sarah, you're exactly right here, and the bottom line is Amazon is in spend and conquer mode, while the rest of everybody in retail is in spend and chase mode. And you see the reaction to the stock here, down a couple percent. Yes, they missed huge on the bottom line because they're in investment mode, but that's really the story here, is the end game. It's not the immediate game, and by the reaction, as you just said, investors are okay with that. Can you imagine if a retailer missed that magnitude on the bottom line? You see a 20% hit. So any company.
We're now going to talk about the fall of the brick and mortar retailers. By brick and mortar retailers, I'm talking about your Sears and Roebucks, your Kmart's, Gander Mountain. These stores cannot compete with the online retailers. When eBay came onto the scene, it was very easy to compete because they were off a bidding system. So their base for customers were limited. People no longer want to go to the store. They want to shop from their couch. Our society is becoming lazier and lazier by the day. Box stores cannot compete with online free 2-day shipping, and they have to pay more costs for employees to work the sales floor compared to online fulfillment centers. Most people would rather work in a fulfillment center than work on the floor at a box store and have to deal with customers on a daily basis. Some new ideas that are making logistics more cost efficient: Amazon's new incentive using Uber drivers as a method for delivery, utilizing drones to transport and deliver packages, employing Six Sigma lean programs in order to cut away the fat and make sure that your processes are running as smoothly and cost effectively as possible. Shipping mass quantities in containerized ships from overseas manufacturing. Since most of our manufacturing is overseas, in China, Taiwan, by ordering mass quantities of raw materials or product, they can be put on a containerized ship. It is much cheaper to ship in containerized shipments than by air. In conclusion, without logistics, the world as a whole would stand still. Nothing would get to where it's going, and nobody would get anything that they ever ordered. Even if you walk to your local grocery store or brick and mortar store, they would not have any products on the shelf, because at the end of the day, all products have to come from a manufacturer. Our economy depends on the efficiency of our company. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.